The shared origins of Perseus and Moses, unraveling the roots of a timeless hero. Throughout history, mankind has spun tales of heroes and gods, weaving intricate narratives that span across time and cultures. Two such timeless stories are the Greek myth of Perseus and the biblical account of Moses. On the surface, these myths may seem distinct, but beneath their differences lies a striking similarity. Could they be rooted in the same ancient source? Could they have even originally been about the same person? This documentary seeks to unravel the shared origins of these legendary heroes, shedding light on the possibility that both myths emerged from a single original hero. We will begin this documentary with a brief introduction of the two myths. We will then delve more deeply into the similarities between the myths and investigate the possibility that these stories may have originated from the same source. We will examine the historical, archaeological, and cultural context of these myths and trace their shared themes and motifs back to ancient Proto-Indo-European and Near Eastern origins. By exploring these connections, we hope to shed light on the enduring legacy of the hero's journey and the universal human themes that underpin these timeless stories. Part 1. Introduction to Perseus and Moses. To begin, we will briefly introduce these iconic figures and the themes that define their respective stories. Perseus is one of the most famous heroes in Greek mythology. Born to the mortal Danae and the god Zeus, Perseus embarks on a perilous journey to slay the Gorgon Medusa, whose gaze could turn any living creature to stone. With the help of divine guidance and magical artifacts, Perseus successfully defeats Medusa and rescues the princess Andromeda from a sea monster. In doing so, he restores order to the world and becomes a symbol of courage and triumph. Moses is a central figure in the religious tradition of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. Born a Hebrew in Egypt, he is raised as a prince, but later discovers his true heritage. Chosen by God to lead the Israelites out of slavery in Egypt, Moses confronts Pharaoh and demands the release of his people. With divine assistance, he parts the Red Sea, defeats the Egyptian army, and leads the Israelites through the wilderness to the Promised Land. Moses' story embodies themes of liberation, faith, and perseverance. Despite their vastly different cultural contexts, the myths of Perseus and Moses share several key themes. Both heroes embody classic archetypes of the hero's journey, including the call to adventure, the encounter with supernatural forces, and the eventual triumph over adversity. Additionally, both stories feature themes of divine intervention, sacrifice, and the struggle against chaos and disorder. Part 2. Similarities between Perseus and Moses. Upon closer inspection, the myths of Perseus and Moses share several common themes, motifs, and narrative elements that point to a shared cultural heritage. The birth stories of Perseus and Moses share striking similarities in both narrative structure and underlying themes. In the case of Perseus, his mother Danae is a princess who is locked away in a bronze chamber by her father, King Acrisius. The king does so because he receives a prophecy foretelling that his grandson will kill him. Despite his efforts to prevent the prophecy, Danae becomes pregnant by Zeus, who comes to her in the form of a golden shower. Perseus is born, and when Acrisius learns of his existence, he places Danae and the infant Perseus in a wooden chest and casts them into the sea, hoping to avoid his fate. Miraculously, they survive and are rescued by a fisherman on the island of Seriphos. Moses, on the other hand, is born to a Hebrew woman during a time when the Pharaoh of Egypt has ordered the death of all newborn Hebrew males, fearing that the growing Hebrew population will become a threat to his rule. To save her son, Moses' mother hides him for 3 months before placing him in a waterproof basket and setting him adrift on the Nile River. Miraculously, he is found by the Pharaoh's daughter, who takes pity on him and raises him as her own son in the Egyptian royal court. Both birth stories involve the miraculous survival of the heroes despite the efforts of powerful rulers to prevent their births or kill them due to prophecies and perceived threat of the child. The theme of divine intervention is prominent in both narratives, as both heroes are protected and guided by higher powers from the very beginning of their lives. Additionally, Both stories showcase the vulnerability and innocence of the heroes at birth, setting the stage for their eventual growth into powerful figures who will challenge the established order and bring about significant change. Both stories also involve the child being cast into a body of water. In summary, the birth stories of Perseus and Moses are similar in their narrative structure, involving miraculous survival, divine intervention, and the threat posed by powerful rulers, and the threat posed to powerful rulers. Moreover, the underlying themes of vulnerability, innocence, and the hero's destinies to challenge the status quo and bring about transformation connect these two stories on a deeper level. Both myths showcase a hero's journey, with Perseus and Moses overcoming numerous obstacles to fulfill their destinies. Each journey is marked by a series of trials and tests that challenge the hero's strength, wisdom, and resolve. Let's take a deeper look at the similarities in their respective journeys. In both myths, the heroes receive a call to adventure that sets them on their respective paths. Perseus is tasked with slaying the Gorgon Medusa as a seemingly impossible mission to save his mother from an unwanted marriage. Moses, on the other hand, is called upon by God at the burning bush to lead the Israelites out of slavery in Egypt. The call to adventure is a crucial moment in the hero's journey, marking the beginning of their transformation. As they embark on their journeys, Perseus and Moses face numerous trials and challenges. Perseus encounters various monsters and adversaries, including the nymphs of the north and the Gorgon Medusa, while Moses confronts the stubborn Pharaoh and endures the trials of the wilderness, including hunger, thirst, and rebellion among the Israelites. These challenges test their courage, resourcefulness, and determination, ultimately shaping them into the heroes they become. Both Perseus and Moses face oppressive forces that jeopardize the welfare of their communities. Perseus takes on the Gorgon Medusa, whose petrifying gaze epitomizes chaos and disorder. By vanquishing Medusa, he enforces divine justice, removing the chaotic force and reinstating equilibrium in the world. Conversely, Moses opposes Pharaoh, the despotic ruler enslaving the Israelites, embodying tyranny and injustice. In challenging Pharaoh and guiding the Israelites to freedom, Moses institutes a new order grounded in divine justice and emancipation. Both heroes exemplify the enactment of divine justice, returning freedom to their people, and transforming chaos and powerlessness into order and control. Both heroes face seemingly insurmountable obstacles during their quests. Perseus must navigate a treacherous landscape to reach Medusa's lair, avoiding deadly traps and evading dangerous creatures. He must also devise a strategy to defeat Medusa without succumbing to her petrifying gaze. Moses faces a series of obstacles as he leads the Israelites out of Egypt, including the parting of the Red Sea, guiding the people through the harsh desert, and securing essential resources, such as food and water, for their survival. Perseus and Moses also struggle with moments of temptation and doubt throughout their journeys. Perseus, for instance, encounters beautiful nymphs who attempt to seduce him, but he must remain focused on his mission. Moses, too, faces moments of doubt and frustration, questioning his ability to fulfill the divine mission entrusted to him by God. Both heroes must overcome these inner conflicts to remain steadfast and complete their quests. Ultimately, both heroes triumph over adversity and restore order to their respective worlds. Perseus' defeat of Medusa and the subsequent rescue of Andromeda symbolized the restoration of order and balance, while Moses' deliverance of the Israelites and the establishment of the covenant at Mount Sinai represent the establishment of a new social order based on divine law and justice. By examining the similarities in the trials and challenges faced by Perseus and Moses, we can see a shared narrative structure that highlights the universal struggle against chaos and oppression, as well as the potential for personal growth and transformation through adversity. These shared experiences serve as a powerful reminder of the resilience and determination that define the human spirit across cultures and time periods. In the stories of Perseus and Moses, the theme of divine intervention plays a significant role in shaping the heroes' journeys and their eventual triumphs. This shared theme highlights the connection between the hero and the divine, as well as the importance of divine guidance in overcoming great challenges. In both stories, the heroes receive guidance and advice from divine sources. Perseus is advised by the goddess Athena, who shares her wisdom and helps him strategize throughout his quest to slay Medusa. Moses, on the other hand, is guided directly by God himself, who speaks to him through various events like the burning bush and provides him with crucial instructions to lead the Israelites to freedom. This shared theme underscores the significance of the hero's connection with the divine and the importance of relying on divine wisdom to overcome obstacles. Both heroes are aided by divine powers, which grant them supernatural abilities that allow them to achieve their goals. Perseus receives magical items from Hermes, such as the winged sandals and the adamantine sword, which enable him to confront Medusa and ultimately defeat her. Moses is granted miraculous powers by God, such as the ability to turn his staff into a serpent and part the Red Sea, which play a crucial role in liberating the Israelites from Egyptian slavery. This shared theme emphasizes the hero's reliance on divine intervention to conquer seemingly insurmountable challenges and achieve their objectives. In both stories, the divine intervention received by the heroes served to legitimize their missions and solidify their roles as champions of justice and freedom. Perseus' support from the Greek gods, particularly Athena and Hermes, highlights his divine backing and establishes him as a hero destined to restore order and balance in the world. Similarly, Moses' direct communication with God and the miraculous powers granted to him by God reinforce his divine authority as the chosen leader of the Israelites, destined to free them from slavery and establish a new covenant with God. These shared themes of divine intervention in the stories of Perseus and Moses emphasize the strong connection between the heroes and the divine realm, the importance of divine guidance and assistance in overcoming great challenges, and the role of divine legitimacy in establishing the heroes as agents of justice, freedom, and order. In their early lives, both heroes experience a period of exile or separation from their people. Perseus is raised in secret by a fisherman and later sent on a dangerous mission to slay Medusa by a jealous king. Moses, after killing an Egyptian taskmaster, flees to Midian and lives as a shepherd until God calls him to return to Egypt and liberate the Israelites. Through their respective journeys, both Perseus and Moses undergo significant personal transformation and growth. Perseus evolves from a young, inexperienced warrior into a skilled and courageous hero, while Moses transitions from a reluctant leader doubting his abilities to a confident and inspiring figure who leads his people to freedom. This process of transformation is a central element of the hero's journey and is crucial to the development of the hero's character. This shared theme highlights the importance of overcoming internal and external challenges, as well as the development of the hero's character and wisdom throughout their quests. Both heroes face moments of fear and doubt in their respective journeys, forcing them to confront their weaknesses and develop their inner strength. Perseus must overcome his fear of facing the monstrous Medusa and the potentially lethal consequences of his quest. Moses, too, grapples with self-doubt and uncertainty, questioning his ability to lead the Israelites and fulfill God's mission. This shared theme emphasizes the importance of confronting one's fears and doubts and demonstrates that personal growth is a crucial aspect of the hero's journey. Throughout their journeys, both Perseus and Moses gain wisdom and knowledge that enable them to achieve their goals and develop as leaders. Perseus learns from Athena about the importance of strategy and cunning in defeating Medusa, while Moses acquires a deeper understanding of God's will and divine guidance through his interactions with the divine. This shared theme highlights the importance of learning from experiences and divine guidance to foster personal growth and development. Both Perseus and Moses must accept their roles as leaders and embrace the responsibility that comes with it. Perseus' quest to defeat Medusa ultimately saves his people from her destructive powers, while Moses' mission to liberate the Israelites from slavery involves leading them through numerous challenges and hardships. This shared theme emphasizes the importance of accepting responsibility and stepping into a leadership role as part of the hero's personal transformation and growth. Throughout their journeys, both heroes learn the importance of sacrifice and selflessness. Perseus risks his own life to protect others from Medusa's deadly gaze, while Moses endures years of hardship in the wilderness for the sake of his people's freedom. These shared themes of personal transformation and growth in the stories of Perseus and Moses emphasize the importance of overcoming internal and external challenges, acquiring wisdom and knowledge, embracing responsibility and leadership, and learning the value of sacrifice and selflessness. These aspects of personal development contribute to the hero's overall success and highlight the significance of growth and self-improvement as essential components of the hero's journey. Both heroes return to their people victorious and leave lasting legacies. Perseus, after slaying Medusa and rescuing Andromeda, becomes the founder and ruler of Mycenae, while Moses leads the Israelites to the Promised Land, becoming a central figure in the Hebrew tradition and laying the foundation for their religious and cultural identity. By examining these shared themes and narrative elements, we gain a deeper understanding of the connections between the myths of Perseus and Moses, suggesting a shared origin or mutual cultural influence that shaped these enduring stories. Now that we have explored the basics of both stories and established their striking similarities, we can begin to examine the archaeological, historical, and cultural contexts in which these myths emerged and begin tracing back their lineage towards a singular origin. Join us in the next video.